What happens energetically when we give our power to someone else? For example, if we admire someone, if we worship someone, if we idolize someone, what happens during that exchange? Right? So we live in a society with influencers, with celebrities. The veil is shifting regarding the relationship slowly. We still have a long way to go understanding the relationship with those we admire, or those who are creating change in this world, or those who are on center stage, so to speak. First, I want to preface that those who are change agents, those who are changing the world, those who are on center stage entertainment is not necessarily a bad thing. It's the way in we react and act and interact with those people and those dynamics that is important to look at. So this is coming from a book by Robert Johnson. He explored the work of Carl Jung and highlighted the importance of understanding what happens within our psyche, within our unconscious self, when we idolize someone, when we look up to someone, and when we desire someone's life or certain aspects or traits of a person. It's good to look at people for inspiration. I feel that there's a lot to gain by observing people and admiring certain things, but not in a way where we are lessening ourselves, not in a way where we are looking at ourselves as maybe not good looking enough, or not smart enough, or not financially as secure as the person we are admiring, or not as successful enough. And so when we as in humans, tend to look and admire, look at or admire people we sort of put on a higher level than us, we are giving our energy to them. We are losing ourselves within them. And what happens in return is they are getting our energy as a result. And what happens when we admire someone and put them on a pedestal and put them above us, we lose ourselves in it. We also lessen ourselves. We start to look at what is flawed within ourselves. We start to become smaller within ourselves. We are all equal in society, but we have become so grossly skewed with our place in this world. There are many people who put celebrities or put influencers on such a high pedestal and give them their energy and admire and worship that they lose themselves. They give their energy out and they become drained and depleted as a result, because they are not honoring what they have within themselves, what makes them special. Right? So when we admire someone, when we are putting them on a pedestal, when we are looking at what they have and what we don't have, then we are also creating a distance with our abilities, and we are shoving our true light and our true greatness in our shadow, in our depths. We are suppressing ourselves. We are limiting ourselves because we are looking at what other people have in a way of what we don't have and who we aren't. And as I mentioned, it's not a bad thing to admire other people. It's not a bad thing to support and encourage other people. It's not a bad thing to take inspiration from other people, but not in a way that we're losing ourselves from that other person or their life situation. So if we start looking at a person in a way of judging ourselves, or even lessening ourselves, comparing ourselves, or even giving them our energy by becoming obsessed with them, or even feeling like we are less than them, we are distorting our perception about ourselves. And like I said, we're giving our energy away. We're giving our energy away, but we are also lessening ourselves. We are lessening the confidence and alignment within ourselves to create a life that we want for ourselves. And if we meet people in reality that we admire and that we worship and we give our energy to, we may feel that we are less than them in the physical realm, in reality. And so, as I mentioned, there are many different ways of looking at this. There are many different ways of approaching this. This is something I've been observing for quite some time. I'm very fascinated with it because I feel that on one hand, we are giving our energy out. They are taking our energy. I feel that also we are losing our greatness within the shadow of ourselves, comparing to others, desiring what others have, feeling that we'll never get there, we'll never have enough because of what other people have in this world, which isn't true. And then we also lessen our abilities based on what other people have accomplished. If we also worship someone, we may feel less than them. So you can see that whole skew that we have created in reality based on people who are, again, influencers, celebrities, etc. But this veil is thinning. And I feel more and more people are realizing how we have become accustomed to viewing certain people and relating to certain people. But there's still a huge, huge imbalance in this world, especially with this kind of relationship dynamic. Also in the shadow, we may find ourselves, humans, as I mentioned, may find ourselves or themselves criticizing and judging others harshly. Sometimes people who have created great accomplishments, because deep down within themselves, within the people who are judging and criticizing, they may be projecting their insecurities or their unhappiness onto others through the forms of judging others and criticizing. So we are throwing energy out constantly, if it's projection or if it is admiration. And by observing and being very mindful around what we are saying, how we are feeling around others and certain relationships, or even people we might admire in this world, we will be very observant about what's happening within ourselves during that time, during that moment. What's happening within our mind, within our emotional being, within our body, within our sense of self. And so if we are admiring and if we are desiring someone's life or envious, or criticizing them for what they have done and who they are, there's something else happening under the surface. And we are creating imbalances within ourselves because of that. However, it's a really great learning exercise. It's something to be curious about. It's something to be inquisitive towards. Go a little bit deeper if this is resonating with you, if you are experiencing it within yourself. Where's the push and pull? Where's maybe the shadow becoming activated? What is it teaching you about yourself? And how can you strengthen yourself, maybe looking at some people's accomplishments as inspiration, for example, but then leaving it alone and focusing more on yourself, maintaining your energy, your sense of self-worth, and your focus on your life, and knowing that we are all equal in this world. But there has been such a huge skew of equality, lack of, in this world, depending on who we are, our status, our position. We are all one. It's a very interesting concept to work on. I really hope the world will embrace this at some point. We have become, again, so accustomed to idolizing and looking up to the fame and the fortune, celebrities, etc. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with entertainment. There's nothing, I admire many people of what they have done and what they have accomplished. And I will support that, but not to the point of losing myself within their story, with who they are, or even in their presence. We are all one. We are all equal. I hope this video offered a little bit of insight on your path and beyond, and I'll be seeing you again very soon. Take care.